Hello one and all, Wrecker Eve here. I'm back with another how-to video. So today we're going to go over weapons, armor, and boosters. So let's start with the boosters first, shall we? So boosters. Now boosters you get from acquisitions, which are in the battle passes. So you know they're in basically almost all of them. Most of them are in the Helldivers Mobilized, which is the free version. So like I say to everybody, always do your best to unlock this one first before you do any other things. Now, to review your boosters, you can go over to here and we can go over them. Vitality Enhancement provides minor damage reductions from all sources for all Helldivers. That is the thing about these boosters. They affect your entire squad. So if you have an entire squad, you have 4 boosters running at the same time if they have the boosters. Stamina Enhancement increases all Helldivers' stamina capacity and recovery. Muscle Enhancement allows Helldivers to traverse difficult terrain with ease. This is things like jungle, grass, bushes, mountain, sandy areas, some water. UAV Recon increases all Helldiver effective radar range. It just so if you open up your map, you'll see your dot. It will do a ping if you have this active, and it will actually expand it a little bit. Increased reinforcement budget increases the number of available reinforcements. So for a normal mission, you get 5 lives per player. So 5 for 1, 10 for 2, 15 for 3, and then 20 for 4. This gives you an extra 5 or 4. Sorry. Then there's the flexible reinforcement budget. So after you run out of lives, it's not game over. After you run out of lives, there is a countdown until you get your next person that you can summon in, which is usually about 2 minutes or 1.5 minutes. This actually dials it back, I believe, 30 seconds. So it's pretty good in certain circumstances. Hellpod Space Optimization. Helldivers come out of the Hellpod fully stacked on ammo, grenades, and stems. When you don't have this, you basically go in with basically half of everything. Localization Confusion increases the time between enemy encounters. This means that it takes longer for enemies to summon in reinforcements. Expert Extraction Pilot lowers the time it takes for the extraction shuttle to reach the extraction beacon. This comes in handy, especially if you know you're under fire. And some extractions, especially when you get into the later, more difficult missions, it will actually have a local debuff, I guess you could say, where it actually takes longer for the shuttle to actually get there. So having this equipped, if you know that this is going to be a thing, really does help. I think it shaves off like either 20 to 30 seconds. I don't use it all that much. Firebomb Hellpods lines all Hellpods with volatile incendiaries that detonate upon impact, igniting any units in the vicinity of the drop site. I've heard these are weak, and not many people use them. And this involves all Hellpods. So, you know, the sentries that you send in, weapon that you summoned in, your own Hellpod, reinforcements, resupply, all of it is lined if you have that booster active. Experimental Infusion. In addition to restoring health, stems temporarily increase movement speed and damage reduction. Another thing that it doesn't have here is that the healing lasts way longer. It's usually normally it's about 2 seconds. And I believe someone said with this active, it's like 10 to 11 seconds. Motivational Shocks allows all Helldivers to recover faster from being slowed by an attack, such as acid does not mitigate area effects such as EMS strikes. So acid attacks, usually that's a bug attack where they spit at you and it slows you down. EMS strikes are things that us, the Helldivers, have, and yeah, it sucks. Sample Scanner. This comes in handy, especially once you're actively grinding Super Destroyer. Gives Helldivers a 15% chance to receive twice the samples on sample pickup. I've used this a lot, especially with super samples, because they are such a finite resource once you actually drop down to the planet. Dead Sprint allows Helldivers to keep sprinting even when they are out of stamina, draining their health instead. Armed Supply Pods mounts a modified AR-23 Liberator to all supply pods, allowing them to double as automatic turrets. Concealed Insertion. This is the newest one, and I don't think anyone's going to use it all that often. Equips Hellpods to deploy smoke screens upon impact, obscuring Helldiver deployment. Stun Hellpods. Same as the smoke, and the firebomb. It's supposed to help hot wiring upon surface contact, stunning any units in the vicinity of the drop site. And then sample extractor. I don't really like this, especially since how rare it seems to be when enemies actually drop samples. Large enemies now have a small chance, I wish they had a percentage there, of dropping samples on death, capped at 10 drops per mission. And those are all the boosters so far. I think so anyway. Alright, so let's go to the Armory. Now, they said a long time ago that they were going to add, things to, make the helmets more appealing. They haven't done it. So all the helmets are the same. All of them look different. That's literally it. It's style points. What you want here is the armor. Now, you have 3 types of armor. You have light, medium, and heavy. So the heavier the armor, the slower you run, the longer it takes for your stamina to recover. That's why you have all these armor rating speeds and stamina regen. The other thing is the passive on basically all the armors. So medkit increases internal recovery and holding capacity of stems by 2, increases stem effect duration by 2 seconds. So you know that experimental infusion, that's 13 seconds. So it lasts even longer. Extra padding, it provides a higher armor rating. So you keep your speed and stamina and at the same thing, but you have a higher armor rating. Scout, this is one of my personal favorites. Markers placed on the map will generate radar scans every 2 seconds. Reduces range at which enemies can detect wearer by 30 seconds. This is one of my favorite things, because especially if you use that with the UAV passive, you can ping everything on that map, which we'll get into once we actually get down onto the planet. Once you actually ping something, that ping is as large as your own ping that follows you around. The defibrillator provides one-time short-lived resurrection upon death, given that the held diver's body is still intact. Increases stim effect duration by 2 seconds, provides 50% resistance to arc damage. We had a lot of arc things that were an issue for a good bit. Integrated explosives. Armor explodes 1.5 seconds after wearer dies. Increases internal inventory and holding capacity of throwables by +2. Advanced filtration provides 80% resistance to gas damage effects. Siege ready increases reload speed of primary weapons by 30%. Increases ammo capacity of all weapons by 20%. Does not affect weapon backpacks. Reinforced, whatever that name is, because dyslexia, it sucks. Increases reload speed of primary weapons by 30%. Gives wearer a 50% chance to avoid grievous limb injury. Increases melee damage by 50%. Peak Physique increases melee damage by 100%. Improves his weapon handling with less drag on weapon movement. Rock Solid increases melee damage by 100%. Bearer is more resistant to being knocked prone. Ballistic Padding provides 25% resistance to chest damage. Provides 25% resistance to explosive damage. Provides all damage from bleeding if chest hemorrhages. Inflammable. This is one of my personal favorites because I'm a flame bug. Provides 75% damage resistance to fire, allowing bearer to rest assured in their inflammability. You still get lit on fire. You just have more time to react. And the newest armor set for this one is all about stealth. Reduced signature. Wearer makes 50% less noise when moving. Reduces range at which enemies can detect the wearer by 40%. I've heard reports of this thing with the automatons where people have basically literally sat behind a very, very large enemy and it didn't notice them. Like literally tailgating them. Democracy protects. 50% chance to not die when taking lethal damage. Prevents all damage from bleeding if chest hemorrhages. Engineering kit. Further reduces recoil when crouching or prone by 30%. Increases internal inventory and holding capacity of throwables by +2. Electrical conduit. Provides 95% resistance to arc damage. This is another good one that was pretty popular for a little bit because it's from the crossover with A9 Hell Jumper. Leap first, wearer makes 50% less noise when moving. increases point of interest identification range by 30%, provides immunity to leg injuries. Now, increases point of interest identification range by 30%. So once you're actually on the map, your compass will show question marks whenever you look around. However, if you open up your map, you'll see question marks there sometimes too, once you actually identify something. But this has a greater range of it. Unflinching helps prevent Helldivers from flinching when hit. Provides a higher armor rating. Markers placed on the map will generate radar scans every 2 seconds. So you'll see that some of these have additional benefits as well. Gunslinger increases sidearm reload speed by 40%. Sidearm draw holster speed increases by 50%. Sidearm recoil reduced by 70%. Accumulated provides 50% resistance to fire, gas, acid, and electrical damage. A good all-rounder. Desert Stormer provides 40% resistance to fire, gas, acid, and electrical damage. Increases throwing range by... And that's all of them that I have so far. I believe that's every single perk that you can get with these armor passives as well with the armor. Now, Weaponry. I could go over all of it, but I really don't want to. So I'm just going to tell you my top picks. So, once you actually get it, try and get the AR-23P, which is the Liberator Penetrator. It has medium armor penetrating. It's a very good gun. You want this one right out the bat. Then, the Assault Rifle, which is the Halo-themed one, which is also medium armor penetrating. Also, it's very accurate. The Coyote is also very popular, even after they reduce the burn damage that this thing takes. Basically, you want something that is either medium armor penetrating or above. This is a new one, which I'm still getting used to, and the only reason why I mention it is because I like suppressed weapons. The only thing I wish is that it was medium armor penetrating, but I also get it. These are subsonic ammunition, so they're not going to hit that hard. Marksman rifles. I would recommend getting Deadeye up in rank, and I'll mention this in a little bit, and the Diligence Counter Snipe. Now, the reason I want you guys to get this over this is because with this is that the rounds reload even if you have a lower ammo capacity. With this gun, this is the highest damage per shot rifle that is in the marksman rifle category. So it's 300 damage per shot. The sensor is also pretty cool, but yeah, these two are basically the only ones that are really worth using. They try to make us use the Constitution like every once in a while for an event, but that's about it. I haven't used submachine guns all that much. There is a silenced one here. I would recommend getting a one-handed weapon because there will be missions where you have to hold on to something and you can only have, one hand on the thing that you're carrying and your weapon. Keep in mind that there are also objects in the game where you are completely encumbered by what you are carrying and cannot fire at all, so you have to depend on your teammates. Shotguns, there are a few here. There's the Breaker Spray and Play. It's a very popular one. It has a huge magazine. You can dump a whole bunch of rounds by just holding down the trigger. And then there is the Breaker Incendiary. This used to be very broken. They dialed it back a little bit, but still it's a very strong gun. There's the Exploding Crossbow as well, and the Eruptor. These are both exploding weapons. This is an exploding sniper rifle, and this is an exploding crossbow. You can get both of these by the Democratic Detonation, or whatever it's called. A whole bunch of people are going to tell you to unlock that one first. There's also the energy-based. I would say get the Las Sickle as your first energy weapon, and then if you think you can handle the heat, the Double-Edged Sickle. The difference between these two is that you could hold this one down as long as you want. The only caveat is you will eventually light yourself on fire, which really comes in handy, especially if you have the inflammable armor, because that'll make you last longer. And then there's the specials, which is this VG70 variable. I don't like it very much. It's light armor penetrating. It has a whole bunch of different modes that I can use, but the damage is just not worth it. And then there's the Torture. Again, I'm a firebug, so yes, I have it maxed out, and it's very effective. I mean, come on, look at that damage. It's 380 per second. That's a lot of damage. All right, everyone, I forgot to go over secondaries and throwables, so we'll go over those real quick. So I would highly recommend the P92 Warrant. I haven't played too much with the stem. I'm still playing around with the Re-Educator, which is the newest one. The Talon is highly recommended because it's medium armor penetrating and it's a laser weapon, so it regens. So you never run out of ammo as long as you keep the heat management available. You get like 2 or 3 shots if you rapid fire. The Grenade Pistol and the Ultimatum. Now, throwables are things like grenades, so let's go over the standard ones that I have unlocked so far. I don't have everything unlocked. The G6 frag is your everyday grenade. Then there's the high explosive and the G10 incendiary. Then there's things like the impact. As soon as you throw it, it goes boom. Then there's the smoke screen, which is a new one. The incendiary impact. The lure mine, which is the newest thing. The gas grenade. The stun grenade. The seeker mine, or the seeker grenade. You can hold up to like 6, I believe. And they fly around you for a limited time before seeking out a target. And if they don't find a target, they just expire. There's the smoke grenade. And then there's the thermite. Highly recommend this. All right, that is the end of this video. This has been the boosters, armory, and weaponry part of the how-to. The next one, I'm gonna get a few buddies together to do an example run of a few missions just so you guys know what the panels look like, what you need input, and some of them include puzzles. Hopefully we can get some of those working. But until then, thank you all for watching. You guys have a good day and a good night.